EA Sports have officially responded to the EA patent, and they are actually making this like the full announcement, and I don't think they're going to talk any more about this. So this is going to be one of my longest videos that I have done so far, a bit of a longer one, because I'm going to be definitely elaborating this. This is probably going to be my last video on this, so I want to get all my points out there, and I hope this video is going to be very informational for you guys. Also, towards the end of the video, I'm going to be showing you some excellent replies to actually a tweet that EA Corey did make, linking this EA forum. Some of these EA Corey did respond, but most of them, the excellent points by people like Kurt, were actually left unanswered, which is very controversial and could also be showing that EA Sports have something to hide, and I'm going to be going over them right here. So this was actually done all on the EA forums website. A little bit more information about the guy. As you can see here, EA Andy, he does actually have over 2,000 posts, nearly going up to 3,000, which shows, of course, he is a genuine guy. It says also he is an EA community manager. I haven't really seen him on Twitter. I believe it's mainly Zaro and those sort of people over on Twitter, but I guess if you are a big person in the EA Sports forums, you might know him, but personally I do not know him. But of course, this is an extremely trustworthy source that you can see at the top of it. It says dynamic difficulty adjustment patent family, so that is kind of like all of the forums that they are talking about, and that this is kind of in that subsection in the whole EA forums website. So if we actually go into it, I'm only going to be talking about mainly 3 points from this, and they're actually really huge points. So the first one, wanted to confirm it's not used in EA Sports FIFA. We would never use it to advantage or disadvantage any group of players against another in any of our games. So that is of course not true, because in any of our games, it's clearly from some sort of EA game. If it's not in EA Sports FIFA, it has to be something in a Madden, NBA, maybe it could be just some random EA Sports game that we don't really know of, but it has to be in one of their games. So first of all, in my opinion, that is definitely the first thing that shows EA Sports are hiding something and kind of telling like half truths here, because this is an EA patent. It has to be there. He's claiming that it hasn't been in any of the games, but it's clearly been in a game. Otherwise, why would they have a patent stopping other companies from copying the same thing? So before we get into the next 2 points, if you are new here, make sure you do subscribe. We are aiming for 24,000 subscribers, and I'm also going to be making lots more videos just like this one, and also very important FIFA 20 market videos, investment videos showing you how to make coins, so you definitely don't miss them. So the second point that they are claiming why they actually designed this technology, so it says the technology was designed to explore how we might help players that are having difficulty in a certain area of a game have an opportunity to advance. So they are trying to help people, help noobs basically that's what they're saying. They're trying to help people who they're not that skillful, if you like to say it that way, and they're just kind of like casual players. These are the casuals and the noobs that I was referring to in that EA patent video. If you haven't watched that EA patent explained video, definitely go back and watch that. That was a really good video, and it will actually explain everything that we are talking to and what this guy is actually talking to as well. I did forget to mention at the start, but he is directly talking about the EA patent, because he has actually linked both of the sources to the patent. It's the whole PDF file. Those are the exact two files where I was looking at them from. He linked exactly those, so he's clearly talking about this. So he's claiming that they just designed it to, of course, try and help players, but in the statement before, they were saying that this is, of course, not in the game, and they weren't trying to give an advantage or disadvantage to any group of players, but that's clearly why they designed it. So this is clearly, it's a bit of confusion. I don't know where EA Andy is going with this, but the third point here that, in my opinion, is the most important as well. In line with this statement and this forum rules, we will continue to remove discussions and posts around this subject. So this is clearly a sensitive topic for EA Sports. They don't want to talk about it, and they're clearly not open. If EA Sports were 100% open about this, wanted to explain more, they would have done it officially on the EA Twitter account, something like that, and they definitely would have allowed conversation about it, but clearly they are going the opposite route. I'm not sure if this video is going to get removed. Hopefully not. I'm just helping you guys out, explaining what is going on. And then after that, it says they're kind of like explaining why they are going to delete people's conversations forums. This is due to the conversations often being non-constructive and having the tendency to derail threads. So kind of like go off on another topic, just ranting at EA basically, which of course is kind of okay. I do agree with that a bit, but it does actually say it's non-constructive. There's not really a way to get to EA Sports to actually talk to them, so I don't really understand how they want us to be constructive. There's no way, even if we wanted to be. And when we are always talking about this, me making this video, it's in the best interest for FIFA. We are trying to be constructive, but there's no built-in built-in system, something that we can follow to actually directly talk to EA Sports. So this is just the best we have to deal with, and at this point I do understand the frustration of the community. We should still get another response if we are going to. I don't think so. I think EA Sports, like they did say, are going to remove anything. I think they can only remove conversations and stuff on the forums, but of course if they're not going to be replying to forums, anything like that, I guess this is going to be the end of it. So there were some extremely good replies, like I did mention. I'm going to come back to them at the start of the video, and the first one that I did see was actually from Office Milans. You might know him. He's a guy in the FIFA community, in the FIFA trading community, and he said, so you from EA don't know what's in the game. And of course that is actually a huge thing. In my opinion, that's true. They have been actually, if you check the tweet, what EA Corey said, it's taken them such a long time to actually respond, and thank you for your patience, everything like that, because they didn't actually know that this was in the game, and they had to make sure if it was in the game, all of that type of stuff. So that actually shows they didn't even know if it was actually in the game. That's a really good outline from Office Milans. That's very good. And also another guy says here, Gordon, he actually says, hey, allow one question, why do at EA Sports have this pattern if they will not use it? And he actually explained it in a very good point here. I don't buy a car when I don't want to drive it. That is just exactly what EA Sports are basically saying. Simple way. Your warm words smell not really trustworthy, but when EA says it, then it is. And he actually says, EA Corey responded to that, EA has the patent, not FIFA. And then after that, the kind of conversation stopped. It didn't really say anything else, but they should have known this before, and they can just say it that the other department is kind of like, it's their problem. He can just kind of like shrug that off and say it's not their department, it's not FIFA, it's just a whole EA Sports, one of the EA Sports games, and that's it. They're not going on from that. Also, Fishfoot here, there's loads of these, and I'm just picking off the best ones. You can actually go through here. It's actually very nice, quite entertaining to some of us maybe, to go through here and actually see what people are saying. But Fishfoot also said, what about matchmaking? How does somebody with a form of 22-0 come up against someone who gets 13 wins, 13 losses? So that's actually a very good point. Maybe nothing is going on, kind of like how they were saying it, this dynamic thing, like in gameplay scripting like that, but something personally, matchmaking has to be going on, something definitely there. We can't really, there's no evidence, we can't prove something, we can only speculate like we are all doing, but that of course EA Sports can just easily shrug that off because we don't have any evidence. There's no way of getting rid of evidence, and this pattern, us revealing it, was the only first way that we did actually discover it. And it sounds like EA Sports, all of these community managers, everyone who's actually building FIFA didn't actually know it inside the FIFA department. This was kind of like a whole EA Sports thing, or at least that is what they are claiming. Arrow's Foot also brought up a very good outlook on it when he was actually replying to the same thing as Gordon. He actually says everyone has their same experience. Are we just experiencing something like ghosts? How can it be that majority of the FIFA community is actually experiencing this same thing? It's clearly not a coincidence, and there's clearly something going on. It's clearly like everyone is experiencing. It's not just one or two people, and that EA Sports can kind of ignore it. Everyone is experiencing it, and that's why of course we are also bringing it up, everything like that. And Kurt actually brings it up as well. Kurt always has very strong points. He's actually a very critical person towards EA Sports. We might have mixed opinions about him. Some people say that of course he's kind of like the savior of FIFA. He's kind of like helping everyone. He's supporting FIFA as us representing the community. That is what I guess majority of us think about it. He did have that kind of argument with Nepenthes, so I do know he's a very controversial person. He has there's mixed opinions about him, but looking at it here, when it does mention that the technology was designed to explore and that it's like not implemented in this game, he does actually completely like kind of unwrap that point and kind of destroys it. He says, why would you even want to interfere? The idea is just to let two players play and the better player wins. So that is exactly it. Why would you want to kind of like experiment with it or interfere with it? You just need to let two players play and the best person needs to win. And as you can see here, if we look at Corey, that says probably the reason why it isn't in the game. And then Kurt just says again, so they wrote down an entire pattern to not even use it. And then that is absolutely true. That just brings a smile to my face. Why would EA Sports, why would anyone write something so long? Because you can clearly see this is not something that someone can just write in a few minutes. It's not homework. This is going to take at least a few months by an experienced legal team to actually go over this and each point make sure that this is completely covered and actually upload this to Google or whatever, or like verify it, everything like that. And then Corey just replies, this is the exact point why everyone is frustrated. I can't speak to what EA does or other titles, only FIFA. It's not in our game. That is the main problem, and I do want to start start wrapping up this video. But the reason there is just so many EA community managers just shrugging it off and putting it onto other departments is because they don't have exactly all of the answers as well. They don't really know what's going on too much, but there's no transparency, as you can see here, between the community managers and actual community, which is what it's meant to be. The community managers are meant to be extremely open, extremely transparent with all of us, but the way they are doing this, the way they are speaking about it, saying that anything more, any forums, other anything else going to be posted regarding this is going to be deleted, that isn't showing transparency. That's just making us question the community managers and question what they are doing, and kind of like not believe that they are doing the right thing, which is obviously not the right way to actually be managing the community, which is the whole role of these community managers, and in my opinion could have been done a lot better. And I hope this is going to change in the future, but I'm most likely not going to be making another video on this because I don't think EA Sports are going to talk about this anymore, and will probably just remove anything else they do see about it that they have the power to do so. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It was a very long video, but I hope you guys did enjoy it, and it's going to be back to the short videos. Just want to say thank you also if you did actually make it this far into the video. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.